Okay, I'm hoping to revise the word Microsoft Word fully, and I'm also recording so you can watch it later on. No, I'm not going to follow a specific paper. We're just going to discuss each and every option available in Microsoft Word that we need to do in the exams. I have taken this document from 2016 paper. Now, before 2017, the pattern was very different. So we're not going to follow the paper itself, but let's just follow this document. Now, recently in your papers, you will not be asked to change any margins or layout or the page sizes. But let's just assume that you are going to change. You will need to change. Everything is available in the layout section. Anything that is related to the page setup or the paragraph setup. You can see we have the paragraph settings, we have the page settings. The margins most probably would be asked for the custom margins. You can see in the wide that is 2.54 and the left is 5.08. Moderate, all of these are very different. The margins might be given. So you can go to the custom margins and use 2. I'm going to use 2 and 2 centimeter from all sides because that is what we get mostly. Also, if your computer is showing the pixel measurements, then you can simply type full 2 centimeter and it will change itself to equivalent to 2 centimeter. Or if you want to change your settings to in centimeter, you can go to File, More, Options, and over here in Advanced. In Advanced, we have here in the display, show measurements in the units of. If it is inches, you can change it back to centimeter. Now, layout is set. You can set the page size to A4. You will always be asked for A4 sizes. That is the UK default size, and also we have the printing paper as A4. If you need to add the columns, mainly you will be asked to add the columns starting from the second paragraph. Like this is the first paragraph, the second one, and the till the last one. So starting from the point where you are supposed to make the columns up to the last point, select it using your mouse, go to the columns. Don't select 2 right over here because you will be asked to make a proper distance between the 2 columns. So you go to more columns, number of columns 2. Don't change, you don't need to change the width. You only need to change the spacing. Now, for example, if your spacing is 2 centimeter in between the 2 columns, the width will adjust automatically. Okay. And this is how it will be in 2 columns. Now you will see that you have the first paragraph as a single column and the second, the next paragraphs as 2 columns. Basically, what happens over here is it adds a section break. If you remember the breaks, you have these breaks available: a page break, a column break, or a next page, a continuous break. Mostly you will be asked a page break or a continuous break. Like the page will continue, you only need to change the format of the page but not the page itself. Okay. And how to see if you have your section break, you can go to view and select the outline. In the outline you will see this is a section break. Sometimes the section break might be there, so you might need to remove it. So what you can do is just simply press over here. Okay, the cursor is over here. Press delete or backspace to move back over here. अब वो सारा जो है it's now in a single column. ठीक है, तो sorry 1 minute. Okay. Now the whole page is in a single type of section, so you can select them all and change the layout back to a single column in case that you need to remove the section break. Okay. Let's check it again in draft and in outline. I think in draft you can easily, yes, दोनों में जो है वो हो जाएगा. Anyways, so just this is the way to remove your section breaks. Go back to the print layout. Okay, now coming back to our layout, we have over here the paragraph layouts. Now we will not be doing it like this. You will have different house styles that you will need to make on your document. So let's come back over here at home. We have styles in here. Sometimes all of these styles are removed from the document. You can also like remove from style gallery. Now this will not remove it from the whole, you can say in every document, but for this specific document, it could be removed. So you don't have anything extra. Now again, this is not a part of your paper. This will not be a part, but I'm just showing you that this is how it might come in the source file that you will get. It might have something like this. ठीक है, जिस तरह ये सिर्फ दो, we have only these two style. Now to make a new style, I'm going to click over here. Okay, and I have these three icons: new style, manage style. And so in the manage style you can modify the styles. Right now I want to create a new style. Now to create a new style, there are basically three ways to go about. Either you add a new style from here and then apply it to your text, or you can change the text accordingly and then create the new style. Now for example, if for this we want, let's suppose we need to have a title and a subtitle. Mostly it's something like this: report by or edited by, and it will have your name, center number, and your candidate number. So now let's deal with the title first. Now for example, you have to follow whatever styles are given to you in your paper. I'm just going to show the latest paper. Okay, it will be something like this. ठीक है, create and store the following style based on the default heading style. ठीक है, ये टाइटल का है, टाइटल का हम यही वाला यूज कर लेते हैं. So style name, font style, all of these will be mentioned, so you have to follow it exactly as mentioned. Coming back to the Word document, so for the title, oh sorry, I think the sharing is not, wait, let me share it again. Okay. So this is the way it will come in your paper. A table would be given with all the style names and the properties of the style. Now, for example, the style is serif, any serif font. We will be using Arial or Calibri, both will be fine. Font size 18, center alignment, bold, italic, single line spacing, zero space before and zero space after. So a serif font right now, this is Times New Roman, which is a, sorry, this is a serif font. A sans serif is Arial and Calibri. So this is a serif font. I'm going to change it to 18, centralize, bold and italic. ठीक है, single line spacing. Now to check the line spacing, this is single line spacing, or you can go to line spacing options and make sure of the spacing over here, before 0, after 0, and line spacing single. So we have all the proper settings for the style. Now basically what I have done is I have just added the formatting directly on the text, but I need to save this style name as well as MS title. So right click on it and this bar will appear, this toolbar. Go to the styles and based on the selection, create a style. So MS, or you can again go to the modify, because one thing especially we have to take care of, that it should be based on paragraph. ठीक है, default paragraph style. So modify and MS title. See, a style type is right now linked. We don't want this. We want a paragraph style and based on normal और default. इसमें हम default कर लेंगे तो वो better है. अगर default नहीं आ रहा तो you can use the normal one. Okay, all the setting will be shown over here. 18 bold, italic. इसमें spacing का तो लिखा नहीं आ रहा, but of course if it is no spacing then that means it is 0 and 0. Okay, so okay, and you can see we have the MS title over here. The subhead, and sorry, 1 minute, we have subhead. Okay, there is nothing, so I'm just going to have anything over here. Just going to now in case that let's say एक second, इसमें हम right align. Okay, maybe 16. Maybe a serif font, a sans serif font. Sans serif font would be Calibri, or you can use a simple Arial. Okay, let's reduce it a little bit more. You can do the italics. So this is something that I'm coming up on myself. You have to follow whatever is in your paper. Again, I'm going to create, right click, and I'm going to create the style for it. Create a style. Okay, so this would be title. You can again go to modify and check. ठीक है, linked को छोड़ के you should have paragraph based on normal या default. ठीक है, now we have the two styles that we require. Now for the body style I'm going to use this way. Click to the arrow, add the new style. Paragraph type paragraph, and based on default 12 हम कर लेते हैं इसको Arial 12, and line spacing, go to the format, paragraph and font. Anything that you need to do, you can do it over here. And the paragraph styling, spacing 6, before and after, line spacing 1.5 line. इस तरह से कर लेते हैं. ठीक है, अच्छा ये देखो, क्योंकि because our this text was selected I think, तो वो उसमें हो गया. So you need to change it again. Subtitle, or now we have this body style. Wherever you want to apply it, you should have this body style. Select the text, body. ठीक है, let's change it a little bit. Spacing बहुत ज़्यादा हो गई है. Let's change it 1.151 spacing. ठीक है. Now if you need to change something, अगेन अभी मैंने चेंज किया, यू कैन सिंपली डू इट अगेन, राइट क्लिक इन द स्टाइल। अच्छा, इसमें ऐड होगा या क्लियर या अप्लाई स्टाइल। अब हम क्या करेंगे, बिकॉज आई हैड चेंज्ड इट और आई हैड ऑलरेडी selected this ms body. What you will need to do, right click over here and then update ms body to match selection. This is a very easy way. I'll show it again. Let's undo. ठीक है, ये ओरिजिनल बॉडी स्टाइल है. So let's select it all, reduce the line spacing to 1 and right click to the style name, update. ठीक है, अब वो जहाँ जहाँ पे होगा वहाँ पे अपडेट हो जाएगा. Let's do it all. We have some subheadings in between. अच्छा, one thing that you must take care, just overview your reduce the size of your view and उसमें देखो कि like कोई ऐसा एरिया है that looks different. ठीक है, सो जस्ट अप्लाई ये देखो यहाँ पे बॉडी वो एक डिफरेंट था एक एरिया, इसलिए मुझे वो लगा. सो दिस इज समथिंग दैट यू हैव टू विजुअली check. Okay, okay, then we have another style which is the subheading. उसमें मैं ये करूँगी, I am going to make टाइटल कर लेते हैं. नहीं, इसको सॉरी, क्रिएट अ स्टाइल ms subhead, modify में what do we need to do, there was something over here. 18 center bold underline single. So 18 की बजाय इसको 16 कर लेते हैं because we already had 18 center single line spacing. Okay, so now I'm going to, ये तो अपडेट हो गया ये. अब ये जहाँ जहाँ पे आएगा you can select the text control and select. Make sure you count the headings. It will be mentioned that select, find the 7 subheadings and change them. ठीक है, ये सब हो गया. Okay, the column we have already done. Acha, bullets. If there is a list, for example, let's just select something. किसी एक चीज को हम बना लेते हैं. और for example, list 1, item 2, item 3, 4. Okay. Now, bullets might all list might also have its own styling. वो उसको यहाँ से कर लो या डायरेक्टली वहाँ से कर लो, it will be fine. Bulleted list is something like this. Numbered list is something like this. Okay, if you want a bulleted list, then you will need to select this. If you need to remove the spacing, you can see before or remove after. Okay, many times recently especially they have been asking that the last item should have a 6 point space afterwards. अब जिस तरह space list में itself it's 1 point space, but afterwards we need a 6 point space. So what you will do, you will select it like this, or you just take the cursor over here to the last of the list and line spacing में after में put a 6 point, so only for the last item. ठीक है, it will be something like this. ठीक है, और first item में before we have now the 6 point and in the last item we have the after the last item we have the 6 point distance. ठीक है, For the indentation, you can simply remove the indentation like this. Okay, 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter is something like this. Or you can also do it from the paragraph setting. Yeah. Indentation before text, after text. Before text ही होती है mostly. You will not be recording any other type of indentation. Okay, now we have covered the lists. We have covered paragraph settings. Okay, if you need to have, let's select something. Okay, let's select this paragraph and make it like a quote in the middle, within the box. This was in one of the papers. So what you need to do, just select this, or instead of making it a text, although you can do that, you can make a text box and make it in a text box like that. But an easier way is also something like this. You can select and put a border around the paragraph. Okay, outside border. And for specifically for this, for example, if needs to be in the middle, so you can move it like this. For example, 1 centimeter, and this is exactly 1 centimeter from the left and 1 centimeter, or you can have 0.5 centimeter from the right. You can have thick borders as well, in the borders and shading. Okay, in the width you can have, for example, 3-point width. And if it needs to be filled, then you can have the fill from here. Let's justify it as well. It looks better this way. Okay. Okay, now let's deal with the images. ये भी थोड़ा सा different लग रहा है. ये क्यों different लग रहा है part? Okay. Okay, let's see. For example, if we need to insert an image over here, we have an image in the same paper. ठीक है, I think ये logo है एक. I have two images. One is small enough, so let's use this one. So a logo image, I'm going to either, there are different ways to do that. You can directly click and select it and drag it to the point where you want it. Like, for example, like this. Okay? Or of course, you can go to insert and pictures. You can change the picture size, width from here. Make sure that you have, if it is not changing, if it with the width the height is not changing, then you should select the aspect ratio, lock the aspect ratio. Just remember, any extra setting that you need to do, you will find it over here, clicking on the arrow. इसको थोड़ा सा हम कम कर लेते हैं, just for the sake of this paper. Okay, maybe they ask you it should cover half of the column. Okay, so half of the column, so this is like 7.5, so it would be like something 3.75. Okay, ये अभी 4 से ज़्यादा है. You can take it over here. 3.7 हमने कर दिया. Almost half, meaning almost like it, they won't measure it accordingly, लेकिन it's better कि वो सही वाली हो. Then we have the wrap text. In the wrap text you have square, tight, through, behind text, in front of text. You will be asked either tight or square. बल्कि tight ही, it's better, you can say. You can see over here. One thing you need to make sure that your picture top is aligned with the top of the paragraph as well. Okay? And the picture from the left is aligned to the left of this paragraph. you can have the border. You can go to, sorry, where did the border go? Picture format, picture border over here. Okay. अच्छा अब ये देखो, because even I was feeling that there is something, it is either a little bit above the text and you can see कि ये पूरा line पे नहीं है, तो just click select from your mouse, उसको थोड़ा सा नीचे करो और ये देखो ये green line की आती है. This green line indicates that your picture is aligned with the paragraph. Yeah. Or it is coming on the left side as well. You can see it's coming exactly at the margin. So this is the proper alignment for this picture. Okay. So this was our picture. If you need to flip it, you have the options over here as well. Flip vertical, flip horizontal, rotation. Okay. If you need to crop it, the crop is over here. There's nothing else that you will need to do. The main thing is the alignment, and most of the students, they do this mistake. The alignment. For the shape, so let's the header and footer. The header and footer, just double click over here and insert the header as a 3 blank column. You will have 3 portions of the column of the footer of the header, sorry, and you can have the let's have the date. Mostly they will also ask for the name, using your mouse selected, your center number and your candidate number. Okay, and for the footer, let's have a page number. In the footer, first let's do the blank 3 column. The reason is that it aligns the text properly. Just select this if you need to add the page number. If in your header or footer there is only the page number, then you can add top of the page or bottom of the page. But it is better if you have other things on the same footer or the header, you use page number, current position. Okay. We can have date and time, like this one, and it should be update automatically. And we can have maybe, for example, it asks you about the file name or the file path. So you can have the file name, file path. If you don't see it over here, you can go to document info field, and over here you have the file name. Okay, and if you need the path, you will add path. Okay, it's a long path on my computer. Doesn't matter, it's okay. Even if it's coming like this, they won't be cut marks for this. Okay, so let's just save it. Right now, the huge mistake that I have done, that it is still a rich text format file, and in case my computer shuts down somehow or it stops working, Microsoft Word stops working, so I will lose the file. So I need to save it as, because it is an RTF format, you need to save it as a Word file, sorry, Word document. Let's just name the name super Word document, save. Okay. Now let's deal with the tables. One thing you have to be very, very careful about the widow and the orphans. Although our layout, you can go to the paragraph or यहाँ पे line and page breaks, you can keep this on, but most of the times it is off. Last time I checked some papers which had this problem. The line in any paragraph, a single line in any paragraph should not be separated. ठीक है? Or the heading should not be separated. They should be at least 2 lines together, and the heading should have like it should be at least something like this. Okay, if it is a single line and it is not going away, it's not going to the next column, just take your cursor and press enter and take it to the next column yourself. ठीक है, now अभी तो हमें ज़रूरत नहीं है. अब जैसे for example ऐसे हो and this sales is over here, take it to the next. और यहाँ पे एक extra line हो गई है. It should be like this. No single line of a paragraph should be separated. No heading should be separated. I don't know why we have a double spaces. So this was about the pictures. Now let's come to the, let's add a table for example. यहाँ पे ऐड कर लेते हैं, यहाँ पे कर लेते हैं. Now you might be asked to when you are done with the excess part, you might be asked to have an extract like a query result and copy pasted it over here, or you might be given an RTF file. There was an RTF file or CSV file, sorry, CSV file होगी या RTF में भी जो है you will have the table separately. So I'm just going to open this CSV file, एक यहाँ पे है. ठीक है, I'm just going to, just for this example, I'm going to copy paste it over here. Okay. Now, of course, this table is going over like many, you can say, columns. ज़्यादा column हो गए हैं. Let's reduce the columns as well. Let's take these 2 columns. Okay, now it's a little bit better. थोड़ा सा. Make sure that the whole column, the whole table comes within a single column. Column यानी कि this column. I'm going to turn on the borders for this table. It's very dark. 1 minute. ठीक है, टेबल डिजाइन में table design all borders. Okay, now if you need to have wrap text for example in here, I'm going to take it, increase the row height and then use the text wrapping in the layout. This actually, because it contains an underscore, that is why it's not coming in 2 lines. So I'm just changing it a little bit. Now first of all, to check, ये इसमें layout alignment, the shading in the design, shading anything that is that deals with the design, it will come in the table design. ठीक है, like this alignment is not proper, same नहीं है, तो set it all in the middle. You can have bold text. Now this will be mentioned again in the paper, just follow the paper. I'm going to use body styling for this. Okay, let's reduce it a little bit, 11. So table might have its own style. So make sure there are no extra lines added. If you feel like there is some extra space, it shouldn't be there. So just take there. अगर एक extra line है, empty line है, it should be deleted like this. ठीक है? Again, make sure अब ये देखो ये heading जो है टेबल की वजह से ये separated हो गई है. इसको हम सही करेंगे. ठीक है? One more thing I want to do. अच्छा, in the body I want to modify it to justified alignment because I don't like. इसको हम कर लेते हैं alignment justified. Now all the body text is now justified. Now you will see that this is something extra. Let's change the layout in the column distance to 1 centimeter. थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही हो गया. Now to see if your table is within your, ये ज़रा सा भी होगा, so you will lose marks for this. It should be within the column width. So go to view and open the, turn on the grid lines. Where did the grid lines go? Show grid lines here. ठीक है, it should be over here, यहाँ तक. तो let's try to reduce the column widths जहाँ जहाँ पे हो सके. Just make sure it is not, it does not go into 2 lines. I don't know why it's going over here. Okay, it's almost there. ठीक है, words जो हैं they should not be separated, they should not be divided like this. Okay, there is one more thing that we can do is, in this case, maybe कि तो ज़्यादा हो गया, but in this case you can go to the layout and you can change the cell margins as well. देखो cell margins भी थोड़े से हैं ज़्यादा, and you can again, ठीक है, now it is within the margin of the column, within the width of the column. Okay, let's turn off the, okay, here is the cell margins. Because this is not part, if it is not mentioned in your paper, you will not lose marks if you change it. Into the view, grid lines. Now let's overall check the paper again. Okay, ये next में चला गया है, it's okay. Let me see if there is anything else. Bullets. अच्छा, charts. Okay. इसमें let me see if there is something else that I can use for the charts. Okay, over here is some kind of data. Sales by length. Okay, so ये है हमारा data. To make a chart, select the data itself. ठीक है, you need the data to make the chart. Insert chart and because we have basically 2-dimensional data over here. ठीक है, in a single column you have 4 sets of data. ठीक है, so that's why it is coming like this. You can also go to recommended charts and it will show you okay, what charts would be best for like this data like this. Chart title from here. ठीक है, हम यही वाला टाइटल यूज कर लेते हैं. They might ask you for an appropriate title. So appropriate title would be something that shows about the data itself. Okay. Series, if you need to change the series, just select and you can see format axis. You have this icon, axis options. Axis options में जाओ and यहाँ पे minimum, maximum, units, bounds आ गया. Units you can see maximum है 140. तो you can don't change it yourself. If you don't need to change, don't change it yourself. ठीक है, if you are required to change, then only change it. ठीक है, ये हो गया. If you need to add data legend, add data labels. वो ऊपर आ रहा है. नेक्स्ट ऑप्शन इसको थोड़ा सा 150 की कर लेते हैं. Okay. For the second column as well, add the data labels. For the third column, add data labels. ठीक है. Now to change this series and to show कि what is this series. तो there is some problem with this. 158 ये सेपरेट क्यों आ रहा है? Okay, 1 minute. I'm going to make it again. See if you feel के जो है डाटा ठीक नहीं है. Let's just wait a minute. Okay. He's coming back over here. Let's select this data. So although ये ऐसे हो जाना चाहिए था. Okay, this is the way. It's showing the 4 series. उसमें वो 4 series को as a third axis वो ले रहा था. ठीक है. अच्छा. Now this is once you add the data labels, ये देखो this is showing for 2015. ठीक है, this is showing for 2014. You can see कि ये select हो रहा है. Okay, so this access data should be 2015, 14. नहीं sorry, ये वाला ये. ठीक है, इसको कैसे select करेंगे हम? You can select the series option. हम इसको format legend and in the format legend okay नहीं format legend नहीं sorry format data series. Select data sorry select data and then in select data. अब basically हमने किसको change करना है? ये 1 2 3 4 5 और ये series इन दोनों को हमने change करना है. इसको हम क्या करेंगे? Edit. ये 158 127 कहाँ से आ रहा है? 15 से. select this. ठीक है, edit 14 series 3 ग्रे वाली जो थी, just select the label. That is what you will need to do. ठीक है, now we have our legend entries. और ये जो हमारी horizontal category, these 1 2 3 4, हमने इसको जो है कहाँ से लाना है, edit and then select the label range. ये 1 by 1 करने की जरूरत नहीं है, you will need to select the range like this. ठीक है, ये देखो, ये already it has changed. Okay, now select the chart title, copy, paste. It's better to change the text because by default it is dark gray, so change it to black because in the printing. Okay, now we want to have this data, this chart in our Word file. ठीक है, simply हम यहाँ पे paste कर देंगे इसको. ठीक है, make sure it is readable. अगर data labels वो तो I was just showing it to you, otherwise you might not need to add it. But make sure, देखो last वाला it's very small, so let's do it a little bit longer. You can change the access label. This is something empty, you don't need it. You can format the major grid lines, format the access options. हम इसको कर लेते हैं 160 तक. So basically everything that is available in Excel, you can do it over here also. If it does not mention कुछ ऐसा कि like उसकी height वगैरह कितनी होनी चाहिए, so doesn't matter how much you do it. Okay, I think that covers everything that we need. Images, spell check. ठीक है, spell check जो है of course you will do it from review, spelling and grammar. ठीक है, ये थोड़ी सी इसमें है, so you can do it. And overall the layout, you should reduce the zoom like this and just look at the document. If you feel that there is something extra space, any space you will lose 1 mark for that. Any widow orphan problem, you will lose 1 mark for that. ठीक है, spacing is consistent, styles are applied consistently, meaning all the styles are properly added, no blank pages, no widows and orphans. Chart and the list are not split over columns or pages, or in this case in the table as well. Okay, and then I suggest that you keep a PDF version as well. Okay, so like if you want to print later on, otherwise I suggest you always print as it comes on the paper. But if you need to save it as a backup, save it as a PDF. Okay, and for the print, just select the print. You don't need to, you will not change any sizes over here. क्योंकि अगर यहाँ पे change कर दिया तो वो सारी formatting खराब हो जाएगी. Okay, anything else you need to ask?
Miss, I have a question.
Yes, Fatma.